Hello everyone, I'm Alicia. For this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to make the matching rings to my Bumpy seed bead bangles. So remember, this was my last tutorial that I filmed, and I really love these bangles. I've been wearing them a lot. This one here is my favorite, and I was looking at it and I realized I should try to make a ring to match it, but I didn't want to do this same pattern as a ring. I wanted to do something different but still looked similar to this. So I came up with this ring here. So if you look, I made this with the same size beads, 8 O's for the base, 6 O's for the top, and this ring turned out to be very large, but even though it's so big, it's actually really comfortable to wear, and I hardly notice that it's on. So I wanted to make this in a smaller version because I know a lot of you don't like huge rings, and I did it with 10 O seed beads and 3mm check fire polish beads, and it turned out really nice. It's a lot smaller, and it's still very comfortable to wear. It's very pretty. So here's the list of materials you will need to make this ring. You will need 6 feet of either 8-pound fireline or 6-pound monofilament. You will need a size 10 beading needle, 8 O seed beads with 6 O seed beads, or you can do, instead of 6 O's, do 4mm beads. So you can do check fire polish beads, you could do pearls, you could do bicones, it's up to you. Now if you want to make a smaller ring like this one here, you could do 10 O seed beads with 8 O seed beads for the top, or 3mm beads for the top, and again you can do rounds, bicones, check fire polish. You could try different shapes and see how it works out. So this is a list of materials, and remember, I always put the list down there in the description bar below the video so you could see everything you need in writing, and sometimes I also put notes down there, things that I didn't mention in the video, so make sure you check down there. So I'm first going to start by making the base of this ring with just the 8 O's or 10 O's, whatever size you want. I'm going to pick up 6 8s. Okay, here's my 6. I'm going to slide them all down, and I'm going to leave an 8-inch tail, and I like to measure it so I don't run out of thread. So right here's my 8-inch tail. Hold it in place, pass back through all of these beads a second time, going in a circle. Just like this. Okay, and I'll check and make sure. Okay, just a little bit of adjusting, and almost there. Okay. So now I'm going to tie a surgeon's knot. So I just go over and under one time. And when I do this and I have 6 beads in a circle, I like to straighten them up so they're laying right. Sometimes they lay funny. So like that. And then pull it very tight. And they stay just like that. Okay, I'm going to finish my knot, so over and under again and again. So I went under twice, pull that knot down. And since I'm working with 8 O seed beads, I'm going to tie another surgeon's knot. So over and under twice. Okay. I'm going to leave this tail here, and I have to remember to tie it back into my ring before I close the ring up, before I close up the ring band in the top. So now I'm going to take my needle. Here's my knot. I'm going to pass out of the seed bead right beside my knot, just like that. Okay, and I'm going to be making little circles that are connected, just like in the bangle. I'm going to pick up 5 8s, 4 and 5. I'm passing back through the seed bead that I'm coming out of, and I'm also passing into the next one just to reposition my needle to pick up more beads. Okay, so now I have 2 circles side by side. So this time I'm going to pick up 4 seed beads because I'm making a circle right here and I already have 2. So I'm going to take the needle now and pass through these 2. Okay, that completes my circle. And then I have to pass through this next, here comes my cat by the way, I have to pass through that seed bead there to make my new circle. Pull this through. Okay. So now I have this, and I'm going to make another circle. So I'm going to pick up 4 seed beads coming out here. I flip this over. It has to be like this. I'm coming out here. I have to go through this one, the next one, so there's my circle, and then I have to go through that 3rd seed bead there to reposition my needle. Pull this through, and there we go. So this is actually going to look like a little flower. Okay, again I'm going to pick up 4. Coming out here, I'm going to pass through these 2 and to the next one. So again I'm passing through 3. Okay, so now we have this. Again, I'm going to pick up 4. Pass through this bead, the next one, and through the 3rd one. And I'm actually going to pass through this one too because I'm getting ready to close this up. So I'm going to go through all 4 of these in one shot. Okay, so now you could see it's kind of looking like a flower. Right here, if these were yellow, it would look like exactly like a little flower. I've made this pattern before as a flower. So now I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads, okay? Because I have these 3 here to make a circle, so I only have to pick up 3. And I'm going to pass through all 3 of these and exit out of the same bead. Okay, that my thread's coming out right now, and then I'm just going to shoot through that bead there. Okay, so I'm actually going through 1, 2, 3, 4 beads. Pulling this through, pulling it tight. So now we have the very center of our ring right there. Okay, so now I'm going to keep going. I'm coming out right here. I have to pick up 4 seed beads. If you could see this. Coming out here, I have to go through these 2 and then step up through that bead. So going through these 2, okay, stepping up through this bead here, just like that. Get caught over here. Okay, so now I have this. I'm going to make another circle, so I'm going to pick up 4, passing through this seed bead and to the next one, and this time I'm gonna go through these 2 here. So I'm going through these 2 to make a circle, and then I'm repositioning my needle through those 2. So I'm actually passing through 4 beads, not that one. Okay, now I'm going to pick up 3 because if you look, I have this one here, that one and that one, so I just need 3. I'll go through this seed bead, through these 2, and I have to step up, so I'll go out that one there. So see, I'm passing through 4. Okay, now I have this. Right here, this is the very center of my ring. So this time I'm only going to pick up 4 beads. Because I can look back, I'm coming out here, I have this one here that I'm going to use. So there's 2, so I just need 4. Passing through these 4. And then I have to pass through these 2 here. So I'm going through 4 beads again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pulling my thread through. Pulling that tight. Okay, so looking back, I can tell now that I have to pick up 3. I have these 3 right here. I'm going to pass through this seed bead, that one, this one, and that one. I'm going through these 4. There we go. I just made another circle. Okay, so again, looking back, I can see that I have to pick up 4 now because I have these 2. Going through these 2, and I have to go through the next 2. And, you know, I could tell that I have to go through these 2 because I have this bead right here in the middle, in between them, and these 2 beads right here, those 2, they're like this. Okay, so that's kind of meaning that I'm gonna have a circle there because of the angle that they're at. So that's how I know. So again, through 4 seed beads, and there we go, another circle. And right here, this is our middle still. Okay, I just want to make sure you know that. So now I have 3 seed beads there, and I have to pick up 3. See this? 1, 2, 3. Picking up 3, passing through these 3, and also I have to step up through 1. So I'm going through 4. Pull it tight, and this time I'm going to pick up 4. Coming out here, I have to go through this one, and again I have to go through those 2. So I'm passing through 4 seed beads again. Pull it tight. This is what we have. Coming out here, I could tell that I have to do 3 this time. Right here, I'm going to be going through these 3. This one, that one, and through here. So, again, I am passing through 4 beads. Now I have to pick up 2, or not 2, I have to pick up 4 because I have 2 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's my 2. I'm going to go through these 2, and then I have to step up to my next circle and pass through those. So again, I'm passing through 4. Picking up 4, going through 4. Okay, so we're getting close to closing this. Again, right here is my center. So right now I have to pick up 3 because I have this one here. 1, 2, 3. Going through that one, that one, that one. Here, and I'm at the close now, so I think that I have to go through those also. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seed beads. Okay, so now I'm here, and this is the last circle I'm making for the top of my ring. So I have 1, 2, 3 beads here, so I have to pick up 3. Pass through all 3 of these. And now we have the very top of our ring done. So now I'm going to make 3 rings right here on the side of this, and then I'm going to go back into the ring and embellish the top with 6 O's, and then I'll start making the other 3 rings here and the ring band. And I have to remind myself to stop before I close the ring band and tie off my little tail, my 8-inch tail. Okay. So I am currently right here. I just picked up those 3. Now I'm going to take my needle and pass through this seed bead. I'm going to pick up 4, go through this seed bead and through this one. Let's see, how did I do this before? Okay, I went through this one here, so the one that I just added. Okay, just like that. Then I'm going to pick up 3 and pass through these 3. And then I'm going to go through this bead here, through one of the side beads, does not matter which side. And side beads, I mean this one or that one, does not matter which. Okay, pick up 4 and pass through these 2. Now my ring band will be attached on this right here, so I'm going to pass through this a second time. So I'm going to flip it over so I can get a better angle. Pass into this ring again. I'll go down through here. And I'm thinking I should also pass through these 2 circles again a second time. So I'm just going to do a little figure 8 through them. Pulling it tight as I go. I'm going to go through this one. Through this one here. Through these 2. And let's see, I have to pay attention to the direction. So I have to go around, and I'm going to go around through these 4. Okay. Go through this one here. And then go through these 3. Through that one. And now I am in position to start embellishing the top. So now I have this. So my tail, I didn't realize it, but it's coming out the top here, and I'm going to start embellishing this side. So I'm just going to pass my 8-inch tail through the center there, and now it's on the back side. So now I'm going to start doing the embellishment. Coming out these 2 seed beads here, I'm going to pick up a 6/0 or 4mm, whatever you're using. Coming out here, I'm going to take the needle and I'm going to go through these 2 beads. Okay, so I'm coming out on this side, and then I'm going through these two. And what we're doing is kind of like a figure 8 right here. Okay, now I'm going to go down the bead I just added, and then I'm going to go up these two. Okay, but to start my next one, I'm going to also pass up through these two. So I'm actually going through 4 of them, 4 seed beads. Okay, and pull that tight. Now with the check fire polish beads, I realized that every time I added one, they weren't sitting straight, so I had to take my needle and pass through them and wiggle it to make it sit straight. And I've also went like that through all of them to just line them up. I guess because they're kind of like an oval shape, they just didn't want to sit straight when I put them on. Okay, so coming out here, I'm going to pick up my 6/0, and I'm going to pass through these two. Okay, and then I have to go down, and then I have to sew back up through these two and the two up here to start my next row. So I just turn this in the direction that I have to pull my thread, is what I always do. Now I'm going to add my third one. I'm going to take my needle and go up through these two. And then I have to go down through this bead. And then up through these two. And I'm going to pull this tight. Okay, pull this tight. So now I have to turn around, and what I have to do is I have to figure out which direction I have to go in so that every time I add a bead, I'm in position to add a new one. So I figured that I have to go through these two here, and then through these two. Okay, so I turned around. So now every time I add a bead on the top in the hole, I will be going in this, coming out going in this direction. So I just go straight along in that way. Okay, I'm picking up an 6/0 seed bead. I'm passing through these two here. Okay, then I'm going down the bead I just added. And then I'm going up 4 with these 8/0 beads. Now my knot's right there, so I'm gonna have to wiggle my way around that. So actually I'm just gonna go through these through here, these 3 here, because it's a little tight, and then I'll go through that 8 by itself. Okay, I'm going to pick up my 6/0. I have to go through these 2 seed beads on this side. Then I'm going to go down this 6/0. And then I have to go through these 2 and through 2 more, but my knot is right there from earlier, so I'm probably going to have to go through 1 bead at a time so I don't break any beads. But really, we're just going through these 4 seed beads here. That's what we're trying to do. Let me see if I can do these 2. Okay, I got through those 2. Okay, pull that tight, picking up a new bead, coming out here, I'm going at an angle to these 2 beads, then I have to go down this bead, And then I'm going to go up these two. And if I can, the two that are in front of it. Pull that tight, pick up a new bead. I'm going again at an angle, adding my new bead here. I have to pass through those two. Then going down, and then going back up, and we're now at that point again where we're gonna have to turn around. So I'm gonna pass through these two beads and through that one there. I'm going through 3. Okay, so now I'm turning around, because if I don't turn around, like if I just came out here and I tried to add a bead here, if I just came out this bead right here, okay, and I added a bead, I would be exiting out this bead again. So I would have to go all the way back around. So it's best to turn around now before we add the embellishment. Okay, so now we're going to be going in that direction. Picking up my 6. Again, go at an angle through here, and then go down. And then I'm going to pass up through these two and the next two. And I'm going to zoom in just a tad. But basically I'm doing the same thing over and over, and I realize I could stop, right, and tell you guys to continue on, but I feel that that turning point is a little confusing, so I'm just going to embellish the entire top with you guys. Okay, so I've just added a new bead. Again, I'm going at an angle. I have to go through these two, and it's a little tight right here because I already have 3 6/0s in this one spot, so I'm just going to go like this. Okay, pull that through. Then I have to go down and then back up, and this time I'm going through 4 if my beads allow me. Okay, there I go through 4. Picking up a new bead, coming out here. I have to go through these two, and there is my knot, so I have to just go through one at a time right now. We're almost through this little spot here, so I'm going around my knot to my second bead, and then down, and then back up too. So you could see how my 6/0 C beads, they line up nicely. When I did the check fire polish, they were crooked, but I did get them straight. It's just that when you first do it, it's a little tight right here, so I'm just going to go through 3 for now. And then go through my 4th one to add my next bead. So yeah, the check fire polish beads were a little crooked, but once after I did each one and I straightened it out with my needle, it helped and they stayed straight. You just have to fidget with it, okay? So now this is what it looks like. I'm going to keep going. I have another 6. Again, going at an angle, I have to go through these two. In some places you can only go through one bead at a time. Then I'm going to go through that one there, my second bead. And then down. And then up through these two and through the next two. Pull that tight, picking up one bead. I'm going to pass through these two here, going at an angle again. and then down, and then up these two, actually I screwed up. I was not supposed to go through the second one. I'm only supposed to go through this one right here, okay? And then I'm going to take my needle and go through these two. So I just went through that one. After adding this bead, I just go through that one, and then through these two, and through this one here. Now I'm in position to add more of my embellishing beads. Picking up another 6, I'm gonna go again at an angle, just like this, and that looks loose. Is that loose? I can go back and tighten. Let's see. Okay, it's fine. Okay, coming out here, I'm gonna go up through these two, and then down, and then up through these two and through 2 more. Picking up another one, again going at an angle. I'm gonna go through these 2 here. If you're doing this with smaller seed beads, you might have to go through 1 bead at a time because they're so tiny. And up through here. Okay, so you could see I'm just repeating the same thing over and over. It's just that turn when you get to the end of the row that's a little confusing. Passing through here, going down, going up these 2 and through the next 2, pulling it tight, picking up another 6, putting it in here, going down the 6, going up this one, just the one. I guess it's because we're like decreasing, we only go through 1 now. Okay, and then I'm at the turn again, so I have to go through 3 beads, these 2 and through this one. Okay, so now I'm in position and we're going in this direction. And by the way, I think this could be turned into earrings and even a pendant if you wanted to. Okay, so I'm coming out here. I have to go at an angle. Through my bead and then through these again, and this time through 4. Pull it tight, picking up a new one, again going at an angle, just through 2, down through this bead, and then through these 2, and I'm going to step up and pass through the next 2. Picking up another 6, coming out here. I have to go in this direction. I got through 1, and now I'm going to go through the second one, and now I'm going to have to turn and go through this 6, pull that tight, and then through this one right here. Okay. So I'm only passing through this one here because now I have to add these circles again, just like I did on this side. I'm going to pick up 4. Coming out here, I'm going to pass through this bead and through the one I'm coming out of. And I'm going to pass back through all of these again. I need to reinforce them. And I only have one thread path there, so I am going to just, let's see, I'll reinforce it later. So I'll go through these 2. Okay. Then I'm going to pick up 3, go through here, through here. I'm going to go through all of these again, and I'm going to come out that bead, just like that. And then I'm going to pick up 4. And pass back through these 2. I'm going to go through all 4 of the ones I just added again, reinforce them, then back up through these 2. And now I'm ready to start adding my ring. So I just realized that what I have right here can be a bracelet. Have you seen the bracelets where they do just a little beaded section and then they have like a leather cording that they attach to the sides, or a chain? This would look really cute as a bracelet, just like that, with a chain or a leather cording on the sides. So there's a lot of different things that could be done with it. It could be done as earrings too, like this, and you can have a dangle down here. But I think if I were to do this as earrings, I don't think I would have these circles on the sides. I think I would do it just like that, and this here would be the top of my earring. Okay, so now for the ring band. I'm going to do herringbone. I'm going to pick up 4 8/0 seed beads. Coming out here, I'm going to go down through this bead. Okay, pull it tight. Now I have this. I'm going to take my needle back up through all of them, just like that. I'm going to pick up 4 again. I'm going to go down through this bead. And then back up through 3. Picking up 4 again. And by the way, you don't have to make a very long ring band because this part of the ring here is already pretty big. You only have to do a couple rows of seed beads. So I just picked up 4, going down this bead. Then going up these 3 here, picking up 4, going down this bead. I like this ring band. It's really easy to do, and it's just doing a seed bead, nothing else. And it's a thin ring band. So a big ring like this, it's nice to have. It tapers down into a thinner ring band. Okay, last 4. Picking up 4, passing through, 1, and then I have to pass back up through 3. Okay, so now I have my ring band complete. So before I close the ring up, I need to tie my short 8-inch tail off here on back of the ring. So right now my tail's here by that knot, so I'm just going to pass through these seed beads here and get to the outer edge so I can tie my knots. Now the whole thing about tying knots is you have to follow old thread paths. You can't make new ones. So for example, I'm going to tie a knot here, okay, and pass through these beads. Well, after I pass through these two, I can't just go straight through this bead because there is no existing thread path here. I have to go through this bead. I have to follow my old thread path. So I'm going to tie a knot here, passing down, making a loop, going through it twice. Okay, right here's a knot. I'm going to pass through these two. I'm going to go through this one here. And right here I can't really tie knots, it's kind of a pain, so I'm just going to weave through until I get back to a place where I can tie knots again. So now I'm here. Okay, so now I can tie another knot right here. I have to make sure that I'm not getting caught on anything. So I'm making a loop here, I'm tying another knot. Okay, pull that knot down, and then I'm taking the needle and passing through. I like to do 2 beads in a knot so they're not too close to each other. So now I can tie another knot. Actually, it might be seen there, so I'll probably go through this bead, tie a knot here, and then go around through here, come up through this one, and tie a knot here, go around. Just follow my old thread paths, and I try to use up most of my thread, and I tie some knots, maybe 4 or 5 knots. That'll be good. So I'm going to continue tying my knots using up this thread, and then when I run out, I will come back and show you how to close the ring up. It's very easy to do. Now to close this ring up, I'm just going to hold the ends together like this. Okay. Coming out here, I'm going to take my needle and go in through this bead. Brings it together, and then I have to turn this and go through this bead and then pass through here. Just like that. Pull it tight. I'm going to go back around and do it again. Pull it tight. Oops. Back through here. This time I'll go through 2. Just like this. I'm just gonna, you know, anchor it in place. Oops. Okay. So now I can start tying knots. I'm just going to go through maybe 3 beads. There's fine, and you can see that both sides match. Pass the needle through here, make a loop, and go through it twice. Slowly bring it down, and sometimes that there happens. It's just not going down right, so I just put my needle in there, straighten out, pass through a few beads, and tie another knot. And I just keep going, tying 1/2 inch knots. I go through this whole side, and then I turn around up here, come back down, and I tie knots on this side. And if I have extra thread, I will come up here and I'll reinforce these circles. And I'll also, if I have enough thread, I'll come over here and reinforce this, and I'll just, you know, use up my thread, reinforce the ring, making it durable so it will last a long time. So this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a really fun ring to make, and I'm happy that I explored with the pattern more. I really like this. So this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like this video, leave me a comment, subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, and like me on Facebook. And don't forget to share pictures of the jewelry we've made from my videos on my Facebook page, and follow me on Pinterest. Thanks for watching.